The Jacksonville Jaguars are looking to bounce back in Week 2 of the NFL regular season after getting absolutely demolished by the Houston Texans in Week 1 at NRG Stadium. And I was super grateful and blessed to have the opportunity to go and see that game live in Houston to watch us get our asses handed to us. But we're looking to bounce back versus the Denver Broncos this Sunday at TIAA Bank Field. Of course, I'll be there with regular season tickets. And the Denver Broncos are looking to capitalize on the great start to a season, potentially going 2-0 after a nice victory 27-13 at MetLife Stadium last Sunday versus the New York Giants. And disclaimer, I apologize for my voice sounding like this. I'm a little under the weather right now, but you guys are always supporting me, so I always got to get great content to y'all, no matter how I'm feeling. Now, the first thing I want to get into is with the Denver Broncos, and they played a very good game last weekend versus the New York Giants, coming out on top 27-13. As I said, I went and watched that game at a local restaurant and bar in Houston after I had left NRG Stadium with my friend. The Denver Broncos and Teddy Bridgewater played exactly how they should in the recipe for what they need to be successful winning games this season in a tough AFC West. Teddy Bridgewater does not need to play like a Pro Bowl level quarterback in order for the Denver Broncos to go out there and win. He just needs to be a game manager and make the right throws when necessary. And even though they lost Jerry Jeudy with a gruesome looking ankle injury, potentially for the next couple of weeks, the Jags are going to have to capitalize on that, but prayers up to Jerry Jeudy, man. But Teddy Bridgewater went 28-36, 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. Exactly what they need out of him. Just make the simple throws and get the ball out of his hands quickly. And of course, he has the ability to run. We know this about Teddy Bridgewater. Melvin Gordon had that one huge run for a touchdown, but he still went 11 attempts, 101 yards, and that touchdown. As I said, Jerry Jeudy got hurt, but they still got playmakers on the outside with guys like Noah Fant, Cortland Sutton, and KJ Hamler as well. Then defensively in their secondary, great secondary with young guys like Justin Simmons, and then of course Kyle Fuller's great, Ronald Darby, and then off the edge you still got a guy in Von Miller. They've got a very solid defense. The Jags are going to have to capitalize on that as well. But the Denver Broncos, man, they went 7 of 15 on third down. That's exactly what you love to see out of an offense, about that 40 to 50% range when it comes to third down conversions. The Jags only went 3 of 11 on third down conversions. Jags need to capitalize on that and limit the Denver Broncos on their third down conversions. Now, moving on to my second part, I kind of want to discuss the Jags last weekend and what they need to change heading into this week's game versus the Denver Broncos. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, although he went 28-51, a lot of those were drop passes. He actually probably had the best rookie quarterback debut, even with the 3 interceptions, and one of them I'm not even going to rank on him for. Rookie mistake. He should have just ran the ball, take the 8 yards instead of trying to throw it 20 yards down the field. That's something he'll learn and progress on. But 3 touchdowns, 332 yards. Trevor Lawrence did not play a perfect game, but he played a very good game. It's exactly what you want to see out of our number 1 overall pick. Just cut back the turnovers, and I think he's going to be a lot better because I said the continuity with the receivers and just learning the offense and getting more comfortable, Trevor Lawrence is going to be fine. Then you move on to a guy like Carlos Hyde, who had 9 attempts rushing, and James Robinson, our 1,000-yard rusher, only had 5 attempts for 25 yards. Urban Meyer and Darrell Bevell, the offensive coordinator, will go through and fix that. I understand that they're trying to get Trevor Lawrence comfortable, getting the ball out of his hands, and also just getting him some rhythm, but the Jags need to establish the run game to help open up the passing game, which will then open up everything else for Trevor Lawrence and the rest of the receivers. James Robinson's going to be fine. Do not expect this to continue to happen week in and week out. DJ Chark, you got to hold on to the ball, my guy. 3 catches for 86 yards on 12 targets. You did have the touchdown. Chark, this is a contract year. I'm sure you're going to bounce back. I know you just came back off finger surgery. DJ, we need you to be our wide receiver number 1. Laviska Shenault, 7 catches, 50 yards. I expect that from Laviska Shenault. I expect him to lead the team in receiving because he's going to get a lot of short passes that are going to break for big. Then Marvin Jones Jr., 5 catches, 77 yards, 1 touchdown. Very solid game from him as well. The Jags need to convert more on third down, 3 of 11, as I said as well. But they did allow the Texans to go 12 of 21. They need to limit Teddy Bridgewater and that Broncos offense from consistently converting on third down. Maybe in that 25-30% range would be great. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but the Jags need to do better right there. And big shout out to CJ Henderson, man. Only 2 targets and 1 catch. He was playing lockdown. He was playing a very good game versus the Houston Texans. Brandon Cooks did kind of cook us up a bit in the secondary, but I expect the Jags secondary to be a lot better with Andre Cisco in there. Now we're going to be starting over Andrew Winger. Not even going to get into that, but Andre Cisco is going to have to play a big role in the secondary if the Jags are going to want to do a lot better. But also something I want to note about Darrell Bevell in the offense and Urban Meyer and what he did. I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. I think I was the only one because I was at the game to truly witness this. When you saw a lot of these empty formations with Trevor Lawrence just in the backfield, You see James Robinson and Carlos Hyde lined up out wide. These guys are not elusive power. These guys are not elusive running backs. Like, I mean, sure, they can be, but these guys are power downhill running backs that you give to them in the backfield, maybe out in the open a little bit. You don't get these guys lined up out wide. That's not their game. You can clearly see where they're trying to implement a Travis Etienne type of role into this spread offense, and that's just not how you're going to utilize a guy like James Robinson and Carlos Hyde effectively. I promise you, I cannot be the only one that saw that. I was witnessing it at the game. I never had an opportunity to talk about it, but the Jags need to utilize those guys more properly. You see where they're trying to implement Travis Etienne when the Jags don't have another Travis Etienne on the team. They have some speed in Jamal Agnew. Maybe they try to use him there, but that's just not going to work with a guy like Carlos Hyde and James Robinson. Wanted to point that out. And then moving into like my last topic, really when it comes into this game, the Jags need to create some turnovers. Teddy Bridgewater and Tyrod Taylor, these guys are not Pro Bowl level quarterbacks. They're very serviceable, very good starting caliber quarterbacks in the NFL as well. Teddy Bridgewater, I think, is very serviceable starter material. Obviously, he didn't succeed that well with Carolina. We saw what he did with the New Orleans Saints, and now obviously he just got a week 1 victory with the Denver Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater is a very good quarterback, but the Jags need to go out there and create some turnovers. They had 0 turnovers created last week, only 1 sack by Josh Allen. They need to run the ball a lot more effectively, as I said, because that's also going to open up the passing game. The Jags need to also create a better time of possession when it comes to the Denver Broncos, because if they can get out there, control the clock, control the tempo, maybe get 1 or 2 created turnovers, get the home crowd pumped up and feeling it, because I promise you it's going to be a sold-out stadium this Sunday versus the Denver Broncos. The Jags have a great opportunity to come out with a victory and go 1-1. I'm not sitting here predicting that they will, because, I mean, that was a terrible showing in week 1. But the Jags and an Urban Meyer team are not going to come out flat-footed 2 weeks in a row. It's just not going to happen. And especially with that home crowd rocking and thumping, I believe that the Jags are going to have a superior advantage to the Denver Broncos into this week's game. Denver is a very live team. Denver can easily win this game. But the Jags need to go out there. And if they are going to lose, they need to lose respectively. Be tight up in the game, neck and neck the whole game. But I expect the Jags to come out here and play a much better game. Hoping the Jags, of course, win, but Denver's a very good team as well. Very solid team. Let's see what happens Sunday. But that's it for this video. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys like, turn on notifications, and hit that subscribe button for me as well. I got regular season tickets, and there's going to just be a lot of great Jags content coming out all season. So make sure you guys go and drop me some support down below. Anything you guys do means the world to me, and I want to say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Houston was awesome. The Houston vlog was so much fun, and just even though being in Houston, even when we lost, was just a lot of fun. The season's going to be great, and I'm super excited for what the future holds with Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence, and the rest of the team this season. But Jags Nation, Bold City 904, that's it for this video. Brett James, aka BJ, I'm out, boys. Peace.